Good Sunday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Sunday. Starting off, what's going on right now throughout the entire state? We had actually just had a new isolated flash flood risk that was just put in, and we actually have a mesoscale discussion for it now. Pretty much just saying localized heavy rain rates will continue, a localized flash flood threat for central and northern coastline of South Carolina for another few hours. Heavy rainfall of 2 to 3 inches of rainfall per hour can be expected at times. And so we already have a flash flood warning over here near Georgetown. It's observed and considerable just because there's already been between 5 to 8 inches of rainfall has already fallen, and additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall is possible. Not only that, but life threatening because people have already been pulled out of cars over there near Georgetown, and so definitely a bad situation ongoing over there right now. So that's why, even when we have these isolated flash flood days, it's still a 5%. And this is what a 5% could do, still cause some areas of like very heavy rainfall. So you have to be paying attention for that. But pretty much rainfall going on all throughout from portions of the Midlands to the PD to the Low Country to the Grand Strand and even up into the even up over there into parts of the Midlands as well. So a lot of rainfall going on, even in the upstate. See this little bit of rainfall right over here. Now, what's going on throughout the entire U.S.? Rainfall going on in North Carolina, Virginia, going into Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, going into Minnesota, Iowa, Montana, and even trying to get to the Four Corners region as well. We also do have some more snowfall going on in Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, and then rainfall going on in Washington and Oregon as well. Now, if you go into cloud cover, we do have some heavy cloud cover going on right now. Rather that be throughout the upstate, rather that be throughout the Midlands, the Low Country, the PD, the Grand Strand areas. There definitely is the possibility that this cloud cover will most likely stay here for the rest of the day, and so you can see right here as we're going and push this forward all the way throughout. Yes, you have some clearing up there in the upstate, but this is 10 hours out now. 10 hours out from now, cloud cover is still here. Go around 13 hours out from now. Cloud cover mostly still here. Upstate's clearing a little bit, but for the most part, still here. We go 16 hours out. It really starts to clear out a little bit more, and then this is where it ends at. So, for the most part, it looks like that cloud cover will still definitely try to be there, especially for the Tri-County, the PD, the Grand Strand, the Eastern Midlands. Upstate tries to get out of it. Western Midlands tries to get out of it, and it might, but mostly cloudy still for the rest of the state. Current temperatures right now 61 in Columbia as well as 61 in Orangeburg, 62 in Sumter as well as 63 in Florence, 62 in Hartsville as well as 67 in Conway, 68 in Myrtle Beach, 66 in Murrells Inlet, 64 in Georgetown as well as 65 in Charleston, 62 in Greenwood as well as 62 in Greenville, 61 in Clemson as well as 63 in Spartanburg, 62 in Gaffney, 62 York, 61 in Rock Hill. High temperatures for tonight around 76 in Greenville, 77 in Henderson, as well as 71 in Lawrence, 72 in Greenwood, as well as 73 in Spartanburg, 67 in Newbury, as well as 65 in Columbia, 64 in Orangeburg, 64 in Barnwell, as well as 65 in Walterboro, 64 in Moncks Corner, as well as 66 in Charleston, 64 in Georgetown, 66 in Myrtle Beach, and 66 in Hilton Head Island. Wind for today, winds for the most part 10 to around 20, maybe a bit higher than that, around 10 to 20 miles per hour in terms of sustained winds. So it's going to be another breezy day, but not as breezy as it has been, but definitely still breezy. And even if you go to those wind gusts will be all the way from around 20 miles an hour, probably all the way up to around 30 miles per hour. And this time it can be a bit more inland, just due to this rainfall being spread more in the inland areas. Those gusts will also spread a lot more inland as well. So definitely some inland areas that will receive some pretty gusty winds as well. I even see Dillon over there 33, so close to around 35 is possible as well. Rainfall for today, 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch possible for Greenwood, Newbury, Columbia, Hilton Head Island, also going into Girard, going into Camden, Tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible in Dillon, Florence, Sumter, Orangeburg, Barnwell, Moncks Corner, Walterboro, Myrtle Beach, King Street, Charleston, and then a quarter of an inch, probably to around a half an inch possible for some isolated areas in Georgetown as well. And also one thing that you do also have to realize is that this is not going to be, exact. This won't talk about, just these flash flood areas. So flash flooding will obviously increase these areas of rainfall. And so obviously that's what it is pretty much doing now. And so I will say, for the most part, that even though it looks kind of low, some areas definitely can receive higher than what it's currently saying. Crazy score for today, we're at a 41. We're at a 41, makes sense. Why? Scattered to moderate rainfall, cloudy and breezy, cool and humid, minor coastal flood risk. I mean, just a lot of stuff going on right now. And so that's why we are at inside the moderate category. And also isolated flash flooding. Speaking of flash flooding, here it is right here. Isolated flash flooding possible for the Tri-County area, Southern Midlands, from Orangeburg to Manning. Also over there near Florence, Myrtle Beach, Loris, Conway. All these areas in Williamsburg County all have isolated flash flooding that's possible. And then for the SPC outlook for today, thunderstorms are also possible pretty much in that same region where that isolated flash flood risk just was. Thunderstorms are also possible there as well. So make sure that you watch out for a couple of rumbles of thunder because it's possible. Now let's go on and talk about the models. So we're going to start off here, 9 o'clock in the morning. Go on and push this forward. See the rainfall slowly making its way more and more inland. And so for the most part, it's going to stay on that inland track. And then as you get to around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 p.m., you can see things start to calm down a little bit, but for the most part, it's still raining. But look at 8, 9, 10 p.m. A lot more scattered, a lot less rainy, and overall just a lot better. And then once we get to 12 a.m., it looks a lot drier. A lot drier. And so this is a good sign to see right here, finally some relief, because I'm all for the rainfall, especially for the drought, but once it gets to the flooding, obviously we don't want that. So good little relief right here for some areas that might receive some isolated flash flooding today. So that's it for the models. The tropics here, we have this area over here in the orange. A tropical wave located well to the southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands continues to produce a large area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions appear conducive for some development of the system during the next few days, and a tropical depression could form during the early to middle part of this week while it moves to the west-northwest or northwest at 15 miles per hour to 20 miles per hour across the central tropical Atlantic. This has a 40% chance over the next 48 hours and a 50% chance over the next 7 days. So this is now an invest, so we can actually now look at what it looks like and look at the models for it and stuff like that. We're not going to do that this morning, but we will do it tonight. Make sure that you're here tonight because we will be talking about tonight's forecast update and the week forecast update for the week of August the 12th going into August the 18th. So that's what we're going to be talking about there. Flood advisory just was also issued as well over here, going into Garden City Beach, Myrtle Beach, Burroughs Inlet, Pawleys Island, going over into North Myrtle Beach as well. That is minor flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Surfside Beach, Pawleys Island, Sockasty, Myrtle Beach Airport, going to Burroughs Inlet, Litchfield Beach, over into other areas like that. So that's what we are watching for now. So make sure that you're paying attention for that. I will be back tonight. Make sure that you are back here tonight because we will be talking about this week's forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Sunday.